I believe.
Hello, you
Jasmine,
lovely
how are you
people.
doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. So, why don't you take it away for us?
Well, that Lego madness for a starter. Blimey.
Oh, it really was absolutely insane. So, why don't
And
you take it away for
one
us?
shout out, Quinn TFP, for the £200 donation for peeling the banana.
Oh my
Legendary.
goodness.
Absolutely amazing. Anyway, so now you maybe all be thinking the name Don't Freelance. You know, you're thinking, well, you freelancing is good, right? Well, that's the whole point of the name. Don't Freelance is a trick name. So shout out to Ben for that name. It's brilliant. But yes, but it's brilliant. So the point of freelancing is to earn money online. And you could also do it obviously in real life as well. The point of freelancing is to, yeah, as I said, earn money and to grow as a individual, get clients and go from there. Maybe even start a business. So main topics I'll be covering is who I am and what I do. What is freelancing? How do I even get started? What do I even do? How did I start? You know, you might learn a thing or two from me. And the next point is, what are the best places for finding clients? You know, you might have some good places, you might have some bad places. And the last thing is obviously Q&A. You might have some questions at me. Right, next slide. So, firstly, who am I? That's the first question. Hey, I'm Jasmine. Some of you already know me. If you don't, hello. I'm a system admin, and I mainly work in IT, and obviously looking after servers. I'm a professional who maintains and configures computers and servers. And what I do is I run a business full-time online, being self-employed. So I look after businesses. I keep them running, Minecraft networks and all other types of businesses, so hosting companies, such like that. That's the point of my role. And you may not see me on Minecraft servers. I do back-end work, so I look after what actually happens behind the scenes. So a lot of what happens behind Cubed as well, you know, I don't personally do that, but a lot behind Cubed is all done back-end. You don't see the behind the scenes. That's kind of my role. I do behind the scenes things for other networks and other communities. That's the point of what we do. You can find out more about me using the link there. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about freelancing, understanding how to actually grow as a freelancer, and expanding your knowledge. So, next slide, please. So, basically, the next part will be explaining what is freelancing, because you don't know freelancing, right? If you don't know freelancing, here it is. So, as the Google definition explains, freelancing is a type of self-employment where you, as a professional, and you, as a personal person, can actually offer your services. So maybe you'll be a pixel artist, maybe you'll be a sysadmin like me, maybe you'll be a server dev, maybe you are a marketing manager, such like that. And you work on a flexible basis. So you work your own hours, or it may be employed, but you work your own hours and you plan out exactly what you want to do and how you offer it to your clients. So here's an example. You're an artist and you like drawing paintings or portraits of characters, or even doing pixel art like the one in the bottom left. You enjoy making pixel art and want to start making some for others, maybe making some money along the way. So what you can do is, you know, when you make pixel art, let's pick pixel art for example. If you do pixel art, you can make it for your friends or for your profile picture on Discord or any such platform. You can make pixel art, but what the main thing is, you can also make money along the way. So that's the point of being a freelancer, basically. You can obviously, you know, make that brain. You can basically make money along the way. This is where freelancing comes in. So you start by working out what you want to sell and provide as a service. So in this case, you may want to do Minecraft, I don't know, development. You might want to create some artwork for a server. You maybe want to, I'm trying to think of all the different roles. You may want to be a chef, a freelancing chef. You may want to be in a kitchen making your own recipes and such. and then selling them, to your local, I don't know, local business. You may want to speak to a shop. You may start designing some products. You may want to sell it to a shop. There's many different things about freelancing. Freelancing doesn't just start at the beginning where you go really small and then you think of something that's not going to work. It's only online. The thing is, you can do it also offline. That's the point of freelancing. Freelancing is online and offline. And for example, here's an example. So don't worry, I do have tips. So for example, car repairs. You may be thinking, you can't do car repairs online. Well, you can. For example, you could do YouTube videos. As a YouTuber and as a Twitch streamer, you're a freelancer because you earn the money as well. When you get to a certain point on both of those platforms, you start earning income. And that's the point of also being a freelancer. So again, going back to my car repairs example, you could do remote diagnostics, via video call. You could set up a platform where someone calls you in. I've got a car problem. Let's say, I don't know, my exhaust is putting out bad smoke or whatever else. You could diagnose that, black smoke. You could diagnose that and help them with it. If you're a car expert, maybe you learnt it from your mum or dad. Maybe you learnt it in school or college. You may have learnt it, and that's really helpful for other people. Second point is you can make YouTube videos. Everyone does that every now and again. If you want to make YouTube videos to help people online, once you start gaining enough subscribers and obviously followers, if it's Twitch, you start earning significantly more money. Like, you have these YouTubers, 1 million, 2 million, loads of people that are freelancers and earn financial gain from it. So that's basically what freelancing in a nutshell is. Next slide for me. So how do you even get started as a freelancer? That's the many people, you might be sitting there as a typical Minecraft player right now, right? You've hopped on Cubed and you're like, well, I don't know. I don't have any specialties. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, maybe you want to earn some money on the side. You won't make much, but maybe you'll start building up and building up and building up and start running your own business. So if you think about it, you may want to think about, okay, maybe I like drawing. Maybe I like helping Minecraft servers. Maybe I like making them. Then you can start being a config developer or a plugin developer. And what that means is you start learning code. You start learning Java. You move on forward, and then you start progressing and realize, this is pretty cool. Maybe this is my profession. Maybe I want to actually earn some money from it. Because for example, if you go onto a Minecraft server, and let's say you want to set up a Minecraft server for your buddies and friends, right? You set up a Minecraft server, but now you've known, I can set up simple plugins. I know how to do that. Maybe I want to start learning to make my own. And then you have courses online, like Mine Academy and such else. You learn those courses, and then you start learning how to make Minecraft plugins. Then you can start selling those Minecraft plugins on like Spigot or such else, and then you start getting finance. It's brilliant. You start getting money. So once you've got the initial idea, you need to decide the cost. You don't want to be too cheap, otherwise, it won't seem worthwhile, and you'll come across as a bad freelancer, really, because a lot of the market, as the title of the panel is, don't freelance. If you cheap yourself out, some people value you as not worth it because you're very cheap, and it's like, well, it's kind of pointless picking that person because it doesn't feel comfortable spending such cheap money to earn that type of whatever they're doing to get that as a product, and you don't feel like it's been made correctly or efficiently. So it's fast, good, and cheap, as the value is. You get something that's fast, but it'll be cheap, but it won't be good. So there's different variables to how a product or service comes from a freelancer. So if it's too cheap, it won't be fantastic. If it's too expensive, no one will buy. So you have to think, you might think, okay, so let's start off with, I don't know, for pixel artists, pictures, let's start on $10 for each one that you make, right? That's pretty cheap. You make some art and then you raise it to like 20, 50. Once you get more customers, you start cheap, then work your way up. Now you may be thinking, well, that's counterintuitive. You've just said, be too cheap. Well, the thing is, if you keep building yourself up from the beginning and work your way up, you will broaden your horizons, you will learn better, you'll gain better experience to then offer to bigger clients. So, for example, you could start small, as I did, using a platform called Fiverr, as you can see on the screen. Then you work your way up and then start using word of mouth and other people to spread your awareness. Use other platforms like Bit by Bit, which I'll come on to in a moment. And you can then gain a clientele, or clients as we call them, or customers as you may call them as well. And you can start earning more money from it. So, for example, on the right, you can see a platform on the right called Fiverr, as you may recognize. You may have gone on Fiverr before to buy, whatever really. You could buy a voiceover. You could buy, I don't know, some communication regarding maybe your Minecraft logo. You might have done that before. So that's the basic point of Fiverr. They're called gigs, and basically being your selling platform to speak to sellers and complete orders. So once you go on a platform to help, you start to learn how to communicate to customers, you start learning customer experience, you start knowing how to actually become a freelancer. So you might start slow and only get a couple customers. So like on Fiverr, when I started, I only got like one customer every month or so. It was extremely slow. And then when you go up on the platform, because some platforms have promotions, for example, you can go from a new seller, as you can see with the new tag on my profile, you could go from a new seller to a level 1, a level 2. And that will promote you higher in listings for customers to find you. So you start small, work your way up. And keep working on fulfilling orders to earn money, obviously. Next slide for me. So, how did I even get started? Part 2. There's 2 parts to this. So, before we publish our gig, or obviously on Fiverr, or even on a forum, you need some artwork to make sure you know what you're selling at a glance. For example, this is a forum thread that I placed on Built by Bit. Some of you already know Built by Bit. Good old MC Market, if you know, you know. And basically, that place offers your services for like gaming related. So, Build by Bit is a fantastic site. Great community where you can sell your products and services, and you could promote. You could basically promote with a thread or a logo, and you'll gain customers by communicating other ways. Instead of Fiverr, you could use Built by Bit. You could chain them together. You could use both. But using other platforms will help you bring more customers in. Then they will recommend you through word of mouth. If you do a good job, even if you get a 1-star review, just combat it. Speak to them. How can I improve? If you ask them, go away, whatever, this 1-star review is rubbish, don't just ignore it. Work from it. Find out what you've learned from the review. Find out what's bad from the review. Work with your customers. That's the way I see it. If you get a 1-star review and it says, oh, you're horrible, you're not helpful, yada yada, that's not constructive. Reach out to them. Say, okay, what actually went wrong? Was the pixels too small? Or, something really daft. When you go to a cafe and you look at Google reviews, look at the reviews, right? When you get the reviews from the customers and go, okay, so someone said, I don't know, the cake tastes bad, you can change the recipe. You can, if the customer does come back again, or you speak to other customers, you can do a survey. You could do a small survey. You could have like a little leaflet where you could do like a little survey that says, did you enjoy our cakes? Or you can leave like a Google review. You can actually like put that on a little business card, for example. Once you've paid, you can hand them a business card. Things like that. So that's how you do it in real life. If you're doing it online, as I've explained, you get a 1-star review, 2-star review, you combat it, and it's really helpful. So here we go. So head on to Built by Bit or Fiverr, and look for a logo designer and possibly a thread design. So if you look on the right side, you can see I went to Built by Bit and got a really cheap. I think it was like $20. I got a really cheap thread design, which was basically just outlining all of my services. There's no nonsense in there. It's just how much I am. There's the thread. There's the services. That's it. You know, as long as you get your idea and your project out there, and you know what you want to sell, that's the point of doing freelancing. If you don't have the money on hand to actually make those those actual logo and thread design products, don't worry, make it in Paint. When I first started using Paint. I made a really terrible logo that was made in Paint. Good old paint.net, if anyone's got that downloaded. Yeah, I made a really terrible logo and a terrible thread design, but it worked, and I got customers, and that's how we did it back in 2018. It was ages ago now. Next slide for me. So, the next question, that's how you start. But the question is, you may be wondering, how did I start? It's a lot of text asked, but simplify it. So, why do you need to know how I started? Well, with knowing what I did, you might be able to pick up a process and go, hold up a minute, I might be able to get this. So remember, I'm based in the UK, so some facts might not be right for the US population, like college and school. So college for us is like 16 to 18, so keep that in mind. So starting at a young age, got my laptop, started learning commands, and I taught myself automation, and I started. I taught my. I took the IT course during school, and I was taught business, software that will help me in the future, and proper computer ethics. So don't go hacking everywhere. Learn proper computer ethics. And that's the point of understanding, how to actually be learning freelancing. You may be thinking, why is this not how is this connected to freelancing? Well, learning these beginning solutions and beginning tools, you're thinking, okay, so I want to start by learning, again, Java, for Minecraft plugins. That's how you start. And then at college, you could do university courses, you could do school courses, you could go to there's the Open University Library. It's online in the UK. You can use that to learn courses. As Pickle says in the chat, don't hack unless it's to mess with your friends. Ideally, don't. At college, I started up my own company, and we started providing gaming services. So when you go on, like, I don't know, good old as our partners on KubeCon this year, Winternode and ChargeHost, or Shockbyte or whatever. Those hosting companies, they started small. They had a small idea, and they branched and became bigger. That's the whole point. That made me thinking, okay, how is that connected to freelancing? Well, they brought a team together, a team of freelancers. One team was specialised in marketing, another team was specialised in looking after the servers, another team was the owner and the management and business documents and all that. That's how these things come together. So I started my first job as an IT admin during the college for 5 years, and ended in June. And I looked in June and I said to myself, look, I'm going to resign and do my business full time. And that's where it went from there. So I did my business full time from now, since June 2023. And since then, it's gone crazy. It's exploded. Because you may be thinking, okay, well, how's that exploded? Remember, back in 2018 and 2018 to like 2022, you can see I was on Fiverr. So I did really simple paint.net pictures and helped clients with learning knowledge and really tiny things, right? Then you expanded further and further and further. You expand your knowledge. You learn from other experts. So when you start expanding, for example, Built by Bit. Okay, I'll go back to Built by Bit example. On Built by Bit, you can use them to speak to people, and you can speak to other people in your profession. So pixel artists, again, we'll go back to pixel artist example. You speak to the people directly. You can ask people to join your Discord, communicate with them, and that's how you do it. So in February 2023, I started my full-time, monthly business, which quickly expanded into further months where it came my place for many MC networks and hosting providers for me to look after. And you may be thinking, okay, where did they come from? Word of mouth, bit by bit, Fiverr, and speaking to other people. And when you communicate and assign, because a system admin that may be working in another, I don't know, working on another client, they may say, could you take on this client? Can you quickly grab this client and I give it to you because I'm too busy? And you work with other people. You have competition in the market. That's why you change your prices, but you work from there, and that's how you gain clients. So, as I said, I resigned in June, my full-time job, which has been a fantastic decision. And that's how, I've started my business. And if you're wondering about UK, I'm based in the UK. So, in the UK, I'm self-employed. So on Companies House, which is a UK business registration, in the UK, you can be self-employed, which means your personal details aren't out there. Some businesses say you should be registered, and some people say, I don't trust you because you're not registered. Don't listen to those facts at the beginning, because you're growing as an individual to be a freelancer. Don't be put off by other people's comments. Keep structuring yourself. Keep working out what you want to do as a freelancer. I know, as someone that said in my good old Twitch chat, someone said, how do you keep going, like not losing motivation? Because the way to learn how to not lose motivation is to understand what you like doing best, pick what you like doing best, and if you earn money from it, it doesn't have to be loads of money, but when you're doing, for example, school or college, you're earning, £100 on the side. That's amazing, You realise, wow, this is amazing. You can start earning more and more and more. And, some jobs pay more, you got jobs that pay, £1.5 grand, £2 grand, the annual salaries are huge. But if you want to do freelancing on the side, that's a great hobby to do while you've come back from your full-time job. 9 to 5, you come home. Oh, I can do this. I can start making some pictures for people. That's the point of not losing motivation. You can actually improve and understand the logic behind actually working on improving your skill set, and that's the main point of freelancing. You can improve all the time. Next slide for me. So, what are the best places? Really simple. Fiverr. Fiverr is so simple, okay? Hop on Fiverr, make an account, pick what you want to do, job done. Fiverr is a huge platform. They do have fees, so make sure your amount of your actual what you're selling, make it like $15 minimum, $15, because the fees and whatnot. But you may be thinking, okay, well that's $50 in my bank. That's that's not too much. Well, you can get it sent to your PayPal or your card or whatever, and that's it may not seem much, but when you keep getting word of mouth and upgrading in your seller rating or using Built by Bit as the next one recommended, they give you constructive criticism and advice. You obtain clients on there, so that's a brilliant platform. One of my favorite tips that I will end this off with: use a Discord. If you don't have Discord, use a platform. You got WhatsApp, which is you got WhatsApp groups, but that's not brilliant. But Discord or Guilded, that's another one. Set up a group and have people. As Pickle, you spent way much on Build by Bit, yeah. Make a Discord and set up Ticketbot. Because what you can do is, instead of doing it in direct messages, DMs, you cause confusion for clients. You don't respond to them. You forget to respond to them. It's worrying. It's panicking. You don't communicate with the client. As long as you keep them updated, you've got fantastic reviews. With me, personally, not to gloat, with 800,000 reviews at this point, you see the point where you're like, wow, as long as you start small and promote those reviews on your website, you get a small website, you can pay someone, $50 on Built by Bit to make you a small website. Job done, and you start selling more, start selling, difficult word, selling, more services by having a ticket and organized structure. So you can organize structure of how to reply to clients. So that's the best way of doing it. Another two platforms I recommend is Upwork and Guru. They are for more advanced services. So if you're an electrician, you could offer yourself on there. Car mechanic. There's many other platforms, but those, Built by Bit and Fiverr, brilliant way of doing it. Brilliant way of start to sell products, and that's the way you do it. And now onto the final slide. Any Q&A questions?
Question, if anyone in the chat has one. So if you've got a question, send it over in the Twitch chat right now. Just checking to see if I've got anything.
I have one in my Twitch chat.
Oh, go on.
What would you recommend? Partnering with someone or doing it all by yourself? Up to you. You could do it yourself. You could partner with someone. If you partner with someone, you could speak to them. You could go, hey, I want to do looking after service with you. Or I want to make a plugin development. I want to do a plugin for someone, and you need a team of people to do it with. Because you're overrun. That's how Cubed runs. They have multiple developers. You can go, hey, Steve, go and do that go and do that half of the plugin. And that plugin over there, how do you deal with people? So much social anxiety. Just be yourself. As long as you're respectful, just be yourself. Just speak to someone normally. You speak to someone online. Just be respectful. You're not physically seeing them. You're not in front of them, so you don't need to worry about actually physically facing them. So you can speak to them in a way that's calm, collective. But you don't need to worry about what you look like or what you worry about what you actually do. And my final recommendation to end this off is, if you know service teams, things like DevRoom or Premiere Studios, things like that, if you're starting small, that's another place you can start. Service teams, very helpful to start off with. They get the customers in, you become a freelancer, and they can, you can start becoming a freelancer and earning commission. So hopefully that all helps.
Well, Jasmine, I feel like I learned so much there, to be honest. I feel like I want to go be a freelancer now.
Well, to be honest, you are a freelancer, Charlie. In the right way, you're helping Cubed. You're volunteering as well.
True. So, I guess I already am.
You already are.
I already am. Well, thank you so much, Jasmine. That was absolutely fantastic. Thank you for coming on.
No worries.
Thank you. Right, coming up next, we have Behind the Magic with Spellbrook.